up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, hanging out in Nashville with my buddy, an amazing musician, guitar player, producer, singer, songwriter, most interesting man around. How about that?
That's quite an intro.
Yeah, no, we got Mike Gannon here, Nashville guitar player, but you're from New York originally, right?
I'm from outside of Boston originally. I lived in New York for a long time. I've been in Nashville for about 4.5 years now.
Well, you've made quite an impact in 4.5 years,
I hope
my
so.
friend.
Yeah, trying to make things happen.
Dude, you were totally making things happen. I said all those things like producer, guitar player, singer. You play piano too. But yeah, you're just an all-around awesome musician. I first met you. I want to talk about it because it's just such a cool thing that happens here.
Yeah.
I first met you through the pitch meeting.
Yeah. I think that was the first time when you featured a pitch meeting. That was a great night. A lot of great jams that night.
Yeah. So let's just cut to a second of that. Okay, so the pitch meeting is this thing that happens every Tuesday night and currently at a place called Eastside Bowl.
Eastside Bowl. That's
Bowling alley, music venue.
Yeah,
awesome
great venue. Really
music
cool.
venue.
Yeah.
And so pitch meeting, the elevator pitch for pitch meeting is open mic night, but all original.
Yeah.
And it's so much more than that. But basically what that means is you guys are all your own high-level musicians that make up the band that all do your own stuff in town.
Yeah, it's a killer 10-piece house band with a lot of great musicians in it. And yeah, we just try and focus on sort of elevating what songwriters and musicians that we come across in Nashville are doing, and just try and, find those spontaneous moments that are kind of magical each night.
And they are. And so I have to say, first of all, every member of the band is like just so good and really inspiring. Everyone in the band is so awesome and such nice people. They're such a supportive vibe. And so when I say open mic night for original music only, because it's Nashville, that's a different, when you say open mic night for all original, it means something I think very different in Nashville than like
For
Milwaukee.
Sure. There's so much amazing songwriting talent here that it's cool to just find those hidden gems and bring them into the spotlight and try and flesh out their vision sort of on the spot. And that becomes a great spectacle for the audience as well to watch that happen in real time.
And we've also kind of discovered talent.
Amazing
who
talent.
Have now like taken it to another level. They've gotten a good opportunity to perform in front of people with the pitch meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. We had people sign record deals that came out of sort of our development program, and a lot of great showcase opportunities. We record a lot of people's music for free in our recording studio and do video shoots. We're a nonprofit organization, so it's really just about focusing on people who are passionate about the craft and sort of making music for that.
So when did you start playing guitar?
I started when I was about 16 or 17. I'd messed around on piano for about a year before that, and then I picked up the guitar.
Did you have some like favorite band or artist you were listening to that like made you finally say, you know what, I love this music, but I have to actually want to grab one and just see if I can make some noise?
I don't know if there was one single person. I think early on, a lot of what I was actually gravitating to was singers, honestly. The voices of singers, and I think that's what got me into playing slide guitar. I wasn't really singing much at the time, but what was really inspiring me was the sound of voices like, Ray Charles and Greg Allman and Donny Hathaway, Aretha Franklin, all those people. And that's, I think, what really got me into slide and trying to find those vocal sounds.
You gotta love that. Is it the Aretha Franklin version of The Weight?
It's incredible. Yeah. and that really is a light bulb moment where it's like, oh, the slide guitar, it's kind of emulating a lot of those inflections of the voice, and so it's all right that really clicked into place.
Okay, so but you didn't start playing slide first, did you?
No, I played a little bit before that, and I was into all the usual stuff, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Clapton, and Mark Knopfler.
But not like any hard rock stuff like Nirvana or...
Not really. I kind of gravitating towards old stuff, 60s and 70s.
Do you think you've spent the most time playing slide than like regular guitar?
At this point, I think, slide is kind of like a lifestyle after a while, really. I think that's become my most natural expression through the guitar. And when I'm thinking, the melodies I'm hearing in my head are usually for that expression. I mean, I love playing without a slide as well, and that's a very different voice.
Like standard tuning even? Or
I never play in standard, no. I'm always in...
So
in,
how many
open E.
Open E. So how many years has that been?
I played in standard for like a year and a half, and then I switched. So it's I haven't played in standard in a very long time.
Do you ever use another guitar player?
Occasionally I do, yeah. Usually I'm producing projects where they're sort of coming to me because they know the flavor that I tend to bring to it, and that's what they're looking for. But yeah, if a song is calling for something that I don't do, I certainly have no issue bringing in someone else.
Mike, when you were first learning, is there like a first riff or a piece that you were like working on that had to get you going?
Yeah, when I first started playing slide, that was really inspired by listening to a lot of singers, and particularly gospel singers. And Amazing Grace is kind of the obvious melody that comes
nice. Mike Gannon, what's the guitar you're playing? Tell us about the guitar.
I actually built this guitar. I like to build things. And
okay, yeah,
sort
so
of
there's
tinker,
no logo?
Yeah, no logo. This is a Jaguar body. This was made in Japan, I think, 20 years ago or so.
But none of the parts relate to each other?
No, yeah. So it's a Jaguar body. It's sort of a Gibson-style neck, scale length, Gibson scale length.
And was it hard to fit into that?
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of math to get it to intonate, because Jaguar bodies are cut for a 24-inch scale length, but this is 24 3/4, so that's why I kind of pushed the neck this way, which actually helps me get up higher on the strings with the slide.
That is really cool. And then you have a custom volume pedal?
Yeah, this is made by, I think it's A3 Custom Stomp Box is what it's called. And yeah, I've also used Ernie balls for a long time as well. So I never touch the volume knobs on my guitar. I'm always riding the volume pedal, and that's really how I get a lot of tonal variation, because I run my amp cranked all the time. So like when I swell into a note, it's sort of, you know, and then
when you take the when you take the attack away, does it sound more vocal, you think?
Absolutely. I mean, there's different. Sometimes you want to.
Yeah, can you show?
Sometimes you want to attack it hard. Sometimes you want to.
Or like. Yeah, or rake into it.
Yeah, there's that too. And there's different levels of that too. You can do the whole. Right. You can do just a single string, or like a lower string. And those all.
I like that last one. That one again?
So those are
Yeah. It sounds like you're hiccuping.
Exactly. It's sort of it's emulating different ways that a singer would slide into a note. It's just cool to be able to get all those different vocal nuances, and the volume pedal helps a lot with that. Just because I kind of have that entire range. Like that's a clean tone, but then if I dig into it, it starts to break up.
You know? And that's just the amp being cranked, and then an attenuator to.
The attenuator just lets me crank the amp. And
I mean, because we're in a
small room,
living room right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really the volume pedal allows me to. It's the same way a singer does with their voice. If you really dig into a note, it starts to break up a little bit. The other thing I try and get with my amp is like I keep it right on the edge of feedback as well, which just helps a lot with sustain and sort of getting interesting overtones. Yeah. So I try and find what's right for the room as far as being able to ride that line where it just starts to feedback if I'm digging into it and the volume pedal's swelling into it, and then I can kind of control that. You know, if it's sustaining for a long time, I can kind of bring it in and out a little bit. You can hear now the feedback's going.
Yeah.
But if it gets too intense, I can back it off.
Yeah.
So it's just like gives you a lot of control. If you have that sort of infinite sustain in the volume pedal, you can really get a lot of cool sound.
And then just a pedal tuner.
Yeah, just a pedal tuner. I'm super simple. No overdrive pedals, no effects.
Yeah. All right, I just want to thank Mike Gannon again for hanging out, sharing your talents and wisdom and insights with us. People could look up Mike Gannon on like streaming.
Yep, MP Gannon on socials. I'm finishing up an EP right now that'll be coming out in a couple months, so that'll be on Spotify.
And we have links in the description below for your stuff. So go tell Mike you said hi, and if you're ever in Nashville on Tuesdays, go see Pitch Meeting at Eastside Bowl.
Yeah, come check this out.
It's so awesome. You will love it. You won't regret it.